Unfortunately, this is design number 2 for the bottom ski of my Zippkits Jae 33Fe. The first one was a removable design so I could service the stuffing tube. I'm still not giving up on that. I don't like the idea of not being able to get to it, service it, replace it if I need to. But would have never thought it happened. But my first design, which was removable, blew off the boat. It was attached with a wooden dowel at an angle up front, 2 screws with washers going through the bottom of the tub. Perfect fits around the bottom ski to the bottom of the tub. Water pressure got between it, blew it off, I lost the ski. So design number 2, it's not removable, but this version will still be accessible to servicing and removing the stuffing tube. I built it on the 1-inch board as before. Did not try to film it. It's a little bit involved in how I built this design. I'll bring in a closer look at it, and I'll be able to show you how I made it by looking at the design of the finished bottom ski. This is built the way a Zippkits bottom ski is shown to be built in instructions, on a 1-inch pine board to build it straight and square. It will be epoxied all the way around to the bottom of the tub. So these side plates get epoxied down. No longer will there be any chance of water penetrating between the bottom ski and the bottom of the tub. The difference is from this dotted line forward, this bottom plate is epoxied to the side plates, and this is epoxied on. From this dotted line back, this bottom plate is held on with these number 4 flathead sheet metal screws. They're 3/8 long, screwed into these spruce strips. These spruce strips, they're 1/8 inch by 1/4 inch. They're epoxied to the bottom plate. So it's held down with these screws, which are countersunk flush in the side plates, self-tapping in the spruce strips. This entire bottom plate will be able to lift up, and from this dotted line here to where these spruce strips start, this area right in here is where it's going to flex upward to access the stuffing tube for service or replacement. This plate on the inside is simply epoxied in there so that when I lift this bottom plate from here back, it'll be flexing upwards, and I don't want to break this epoxy loose, which is just an 1/8 inch wide strip to the side plates. So this will be taking the stress of flexing this bottom plate up for servicing the stuffing tube. So this was the part of the build that I felt was too complicated, had too much going on, had to focus on how to build it, and I didn't film it. But I figured I could show it afterwards. First thing I did, as per the instructions, I got this 1-inch pine board, and I clamped these side plates to the 1-inch pine board with this style of clamps. Had several clamps, I think I got 6 of them all the way down through here. So that's holding the side plates on straight and square. I stood the spruce strips that are built into this bottom ski, stood that up and leveled the top of the side plates even with those spruce strips on the inside. These spruce strips here happen to fit right inside here, and slid them all the way in, and they are simply holding the vertical spruce strips out against the sides, holding them in place as I build it. Next thing I did was take strips of Scotch tape, just covering the side plates on both sides. Then cut that off with number 11 X-Acto. Then it was a matter of running a bead of epoxy just in the back here on top of the spruce strips, and then on the side plates from the dotted line forward. Then I epoxied, pressed it in place, taped it in place, let that cure. As per the instructions, standard build, then I epoxied this front plate on, and while it was still on the jig, I drilled and countersunk these screws, ran all the screws in. So that's the point I'm at now in the build. I still have the Scotch tape on the inside. I haven't taken it apart since I built it. I got everything sanded. The bottom ski is pretty much ready to epoxy on, other than sealing. So I'm going to take these screws out, and you'll see when I flex this up, I got to pull the Scotch tape strips out. You'll see the construction of it, where it flexes, and then I have to seal up the bottom ski before I put it on the tub. Also worth mentioning, when I lost the removable bottom ski, I didn't have any dimensions as far as building another one. So I didn't see where I had any other choice except to buy another kit from Zippkits, another Jae 33Fe kit. I needed a bottom ski. So I took the bottom ski out of that kit, but before I built it, I made up 2 bottom ski kits. One for that other kit, and then a spare. Just in case something don't work out, and at some point if I have to go to just building the bottom ski on and not having a removable bottom ski, or like this second design, one where I can access the stuffing tube. It is what it is. I needed a bottom ski. So now I got another 33 to build. All the screws are out. Let's see if the Scotch tape did what it was supposed to do. Keep these side plates from getting epoxied to the bottom plates and or the spruce strips. Looks like it's coming loose. There we go. There's the Scotch tape that was down on these side plates, keeping it from getting epoxied together. The other piece of Scotch tape. So these side plates and this whole front of the bottom ski will be epoxied on the tub with the screws in place, so it maintains its shape nice and straight and square. I'll be able to lift this up, flex this up. I made this far enough forward, the stuffing tube comes out in here somewhere. I can slide that stuffing tube out to service it. So that's the design number 2 for not a removable bottom ski, but one that I can still access the stuffing tube. For the most part, the boat is undamaged, other than I have to repair these two holes in the bottom of the tub where the removable ski ripped off, and I want to fill this hole that I had the front dowel pin going into. I have a slight bend in my stuffing tube I need to take out. You can see where it kicked the strut back when it came off. I have the repairs done to the bottom of the tub. These two patches in the back here are where the screws and washers pulled through. This patch is patching the round hole for the wooden dowel that was in the front of the removable bottom ski. When the screws pulled through, it splintered the outer layer of this plywood. So I've cut out all the delaminated splintered plywood out of both of these two areas, and then I cut them to a rectangle shape that I can make a patch to fit. I used 32nd birch plywood and even sanded that a little thinner, and then cut 45-degree angles on the patches so they physically can't push through. Same with this patch here for the wooden dowel pin hole. I cut it out to a square shape, and that's got 45-degree angles all the way around so it cannot push through. That also gives me more glue surface instead of just butting a patch, the edges of a patch up to make the repair. Instead of trying to blend the patches as far as the clear coat goes, I went ahead and sanded the whole bottom of the tub and re-clear coated up to here. So that's done. Nice strong repairs, and this will be all covered up with the new bottom ski design. In order to make the repairs on the inside, I had to remove my steering servo and the motor. And you can see that was the size of the washer. So they pulled through clean. Both of those holes on the inside, and then splintered on the outside as it came through. Okay, bottom ski is done. Kind of an interesting looking piece of woodwork there, but got 2 coats of clear on it. I was just running the screws in the holes with Vaseline so it tear the epoxy out of the holes. Now I need to put the screws back in, sand the bottom of the tub where this is going to be epoxied on, so it's ready to go. Everything is installed back in the tub. Oh my, this turned out so nice. Looks like all the repairs are hidden under the bottom ski. You can see a little bit of the patch in the back here. So this is the look of this version of the bottom ski. I can access and replace the stuffing tube. It's got these flathead screws right here. Otherwise, looks like a stock bottom ski epoxied on. Here's how it works. Took the strut off, removed all the screws. It's a pretty snug fit because of how it was built. Lift this up. Flex the bottom plate in that area. Remove the stuffing tube.